You're standing on the sidewalk. Your dog is yanking so hard your shoulder aches. A neighbor walks by with their dog, calm, obedient, gliding beside them like it is choreographed. You smile, wave, and pretend everything's fine. But inside, you're wondering what you are doing wrong. Here's the truth. Most leash training advice fails because it skips the one thing that actually matters. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that is and how to fix it for good. If you've ever felt embarrassed during a walk because your dog dragged you down the street, you are not alone. Leash pulling is one of the most common struggles dog owners face, and one of the most frustrating. You've probably tried everything. The YouTube videos, the fancy harnesses, the just be consistent advice that somehow never works. But what if I told you the problem isn't your dog? It's not even the leash. The problem is that most training methods teach you to react to pulling, when what you really need to do is prevent it from happening in the first place. In this video, I am breaking down a step-by-step system for leash training that actually works. No gimmicks, no expensive tools, just a clear framework you can start using today. Whether your dog is a puppy learning the ropes or an adult who's been pulling for years. By the end, you'll understand why your dog pulls, how to communicate what you want, and how to build a walking routine that feels good for both of you. Let us get into it. Before we talk about what to do, we need to talk about why it happens. Because if you do not understand the reason, the solution will never stick. Your dog doesn't pull because they are stubborn. They do not pull to dominate you or disrespect you. They pull because pulling works. Every time they lunge forward and you follow, even reluctantly, they learn that tension on the leash gets them closer to what they want. The fire hydrant. The other dog. The interesting smell 3 houses down. From their perspective, they are not misbehaving. They're problem-solving. Now add in the fact that most dogs are faster than us. They experience the world through scent and sound in ways we cannot fully understand. A walk isn't just exercise for them. It is sensory exploration. And if we haven't taught them how to explore calmly, they'll default to what feels natural, charging ahead. Here's the mistake most people make. They try to stop the pulling after it starts. They yank the leash back. They say no over and over. They buy a prong collar or a head halter, hoping the tool will do the training for them. But none of that addresses the root cause. Your dog has learned that pulling is normal. So our job isn't to punish pulling. It's to teach a new normal, where walking beside you is more rewarding than dragging you forward. And that starts before you ever step outside. This is the step most people skip. And it is the reason their training falls apart the second they hit the sidewalk. Short start. You cannot teach loose leash walking in an environment full of distractions. You need to build the foundation indoors, where your dog can actually focus. Here's how. Step 1, grab your leash and attach it to your dog's collar or harness. Don't go anywhere yet. Just stand in your living room or kitchen, somewhere quiet and familiar. Step 2, hold the leash loosely in one hand. Wait. At some point, your dog will move away from you and create tension on the leash. The moment that happens, stop moving. Don't pull back. Don't say anything, just freeze. Step 3, wait for your dog to figure it out. This might take 5 seconds, it might take 30. But eventually, they'll glance back at you, take a step toward you, or loosen the tension even slightly. Short end the instant they do. Mark it with a calm yes or a click if you use a clicker, and give them a treat. You're teaching a simple concept. Tension on the leash means nothing happens. Slack on the leash means good things. Repeat this 10 or 15 times in short sessions. Move around the room. Change directions. Let them create tension, wait for them to release it, and reward the release. Keep it low pressure. No frustration. No corrections, just clarity. This is where the real learning happens. You're building a communication system. Your dog is starting to understand that staying connected to you, without pulling, is worth their attention. And once that clicks indoors, you can take it outside. Okay, your dog understands leash pressure indoors. Now it is time to test it in the real world. But here's the key. You need to set yourself up to succeed. First, pick your environment carefully. For your first few training walks, avoid the route you normally take. Why? because your dog has already learned to pull on that route. They've been rewarded by reaching the park, greeting the neighbor's dog, sniffing that one tree they love. You need a neutral space, a quiet street, an empty parking lot, your driveway, somewhere boring. Second, bring high-value treats, not the dry biscuits they get at dinner. Something they actually care about. Small pieces of chicken, cheese, hot dog, whatever makes them lock in. You're competing with the entire outdoor world for their attention. Make it worth their while. Third, keep it short. This is not a full walk yet. This is a 5-minute training session. If you try to go too far too fast, you'll both get frustrated and undo the progress you've built. Now, step outside, attach the leash, take a breath, and start walking. Here's what's going to happen. Your dog will probably pull within the first 3 steps. That's fine, that's expected. Stop walking immediately. Don't yank the leash. Don't say no. Just stop. Plant your feet. Wait. Your dog will likely keep pulling for a moment, confused about why the forward motion stopped. Wait. Stay calm. The second they release the tension, maybe they look back, maybe they take a step toward you, maybe they just stop pulling, mark it with yes, and reward them with a treat. Then start walking again. If they pull, repeat the process. Stop. Wait, reward the release. Start again. You might only make it 10 feet in the first session. That's okay. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're teaching the rule, pulling stops progress, loose leash keeps us moving. Once your dog starts to get it, once they are consistently checking in with you and keeping the leash slack for a few steps at a time, you can start building duration. This is where patience pays off. You're going to gradually increase how far you walk and how long you expect them to maintain a loose leash before they get rewarded. But you have to do it slowly. Start by rewarding every 3 to 5 steps of loose leash walking. After a few sessions, stretch it to 10 steps, then 15, then 20. You're fading the treats over time, but not all at once. If you jump from constant rewards to nothing too quickly, your dog will lose motivation and default back to pulling. Here's a tip that makes a huge difference. Mix up when you reward. Don't make it predictable. Sometimes reward after 5 steps. Sometimes after 12. Sometimes after 3. This randomness keeps your dog engaged because they never know exactly when the next treat is coming, so they keep trying. And here's another game changer. Reward position, not just loose leash. If your dog is walking calmly beside you, not ahead, not lagging behind, but right at your side, that's gold. That's the behavior you want to reinforce. Mark it. Reward it. Make it clear that this is the sweet spot. As the weeks go by, you'll notice something shift. Your dog will start checking in with you more. They'll glance up at you without being asked. They'll slow down when they feel the leash start to tighten. They're learning to self-correct. And that's when you know the training is sticking. Here's where most people hit a wall. Your dog is great on quiet streets. But the second another dog appears, or a squirrel darts across the path, or a kid on a skateboard rolls by, all that training seems to evaporate. This is normal. Distractions are the advanced level, and you cannot expect your dog to handle them if you haven't prepared them for it. The key is gradual exposure. You're going to intentionally introduce distractions at a distance your dog can handle, and slowly decrease that distance over time. Let us say your dog loses focus when they see another dog. Start by practicing loose leash walking 50 feet away from where another dog is visible. At that distance, your dog might notice the other dog, but they are not overstimulated yet. Reward them for staying focused on you. Reward them for keeping the leash loose even though something interesting is nearby. Over multiple sessions, decrease the distance. 40 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet. You're teaching your dog that even when distractions exist, the expectation remains the same. Stay connected, keep the leash slack, and good things happen. If your dog does pull toward a distraction, do not panic. Stop walking. Wait for them to refocus on you. The moment they do, even if it is just a glance, reward that. You're reinforcing the idea that choosing you over the distraction is the right move. And here's something that helps. Give your dog permission to explore. A loose leash walk doesn't mean your dog has to be a robot. If they want to sniff a tree, let them. but only if the leash is slack. If they pull toward it, stop. Wait for them to release the tension, then give a cue like, okay, go sniff. You're teaching them that calm, polite behavior gets them what they want. Pulling gets them nothing. Let us talk about what happens when leash training actually works. Because it is not just about walks. It's bigger than that. When your dog learns to walk calmly beside you, something shifts in your relationship. The frustration fades. The tension melts. Walks stop being a battle and start being something you actually look forward to. You notice your dog glancing up at you more, not out of fear or obligation, but out of connection. They're checking in because they've learned that staying close to you is safe, rewarding, and right. That bond you've been craving. This is how it is built, one walk at a time. And here's what people do not talk about enough. Your energy changes too. When you are not bracing yourself for the next pull, when you are not dreading the walk before it even starts, you show up differently. You're calmer, more present. And your dog feels that. Short start dogs are emotional mirrors. When you are stressed, they are stressed. When you are confident and relaxed, they follow that lead. Leash training isn't just about teaching commands. It is about creating a rhythm together. A language. A partnership where both of you know what to expect and trust each other to deliver. That's the real payoff. Not a perfect heel. Not a flawless performance. Just a walk where you are both connected, both calm, and both enjoying the moment. Short end. Remember that tension I mentioned at the start. The one thing most leash training skips. It's this, teaching your dog that they control the outcome. Not through pulling, but through choice. When you stop moving the second the leash tightens, you are handing them the decision. Pull and nothing happens. Release and everything opens up. Treats. Forward motion. Freedom to explore. You're not forcing obedience. You're teaching clarity. And that's why this works when everything else fails. If this approach clicked for you, I'd love to hear how it goes. Drop a comment and let me know what your biggest leash training challenge has been, or share a win if you've already started seeing progress. And if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button. I post new training breakdowns every week, all focused on building real connection with your dog. No fluff, just systems that work. Thanks for watching. Now go take your dog for a walk and actually enjoy it. Scan the QR code or tap subscribe now. New videos every week. Real training, real results, backed by science that actually works.